Hi guys, welcome to our ValZenDen. My name is Valerie. If you guys haven't been able to tell by that eyeshadow, today I'm going to be showing you guys Lacquer Triple Threat Trio collection. So basically, these are three OG KL polish colors that Lacquer is bringing back. Okay, in case this is your first time seeing these type of videos, I usually show you guys my swatches, my nail comparisons, and at the very end, I do a ranking. I am currently catching up with all the videos that I've been missing from Lacquer, so please bear with me. And if you are interested in seeing all of that, don't forget to give this a like and definitely don't forget to subscribe. So I am hoping for this video to be kind of short because it is only 3 polishes and they didn't bring any nail art or anything, so I'm just gonna jump right into them. But this is the collection. So pretty. I honestly should do it like this better. I think they look cuter like this. Yeah. So I'm just gonna start with the first one. And the first one that I have here is Isma. So Isma is described as a metallic dark purple with a fine pink shimmer finish. Oh my god, this is one of the most gorgeous purples in Lacquer. I really do love my purples, and this one they killed it. So beautiful. I don't have the original polish of any of these polishes, so you guys let me know if they are identical or if they're a little bit different. And this is such a perfect Halloween-y kind of color, so I feel like it came just in time. So there were many polishes that I thought about comparing to this one just because it is like a dark purple, and we do have a couple of those. But if you guys are seeing the comparisons, the first one that I compared it to is Amethyst, one of the first ones that automatically popped into my brain when I saw Isma. But you can obviously tell how much more different Amethyst is because it is literally a glitter bomb compared to Isma. Isma does have shimmer, but it is not as exaggerated as Amethyst. The one on my thumb is Miss Hepburn, which is another one that I really wanted to compare it to. Obviously Isma has shimmer and Miss Hepburn doesn't, and also I think the biggest difference also is that Miss Hepburn is a tiny bit more cool tone than Isma. The next one is Protozoa. I hope you guys remember this polish. I loved this polish when it came out. I love dark purples like this, so obviously if you guys go back into my, I don't know what the trio was called, but I did rank this one as my #1, so you guys already know I love my dark purples. And this one is even more of an exaggeration of glitter bomb, so they are very different, and unfortunately you cannot get Protozoa anymore. And the last one that I compared it to is Alexandrite. To me it is like a blurple because it shifts between purple and blue depending on the light that you're in, but I did want to put it here just because it is like a deep purpley blue kind of polish, but obviously they are super different. All right, on the next slide, the first one that I compared it to is Brujita. I felt kind of weird putting this right next to it just because they are so different, but I do try to include all of the polishes that I might think you guys might be interested in, so hopefully that one helped. The next one that I put here is Xenon. I think one of the only reasons why I put Xenon here is because Isma does have like a tiny pink shift to it, and I thought maybe someone out there might enjoy this comparison. And also Xenon is one of the other ones that was in the trio with Protozoa, so unfortunately you can't get it anymore. The next one that I compared it to is Grapeness from Cracked Polish. Such a pretty purple, but this one is just like a plain creme, but I think it's kind of like a acrylic finish. I'm not sure. If you do have Grapeness, then I think you would really enjoy Isma. And I feel like I was running out of options here, so the last one that I compared it to is Sagittarius. I put it here because I think, again, for the other reason, since Isma does have a bit of a pink shimmer to it, I thought it might help someone as well, but obviously they are super different. Okay, so I do have a couple for the bottle comparisons just because Lacquer does have a ton of purples, and I did want to show you a couple of ones even if they're a little weird, but I did want to just show you just in case. All right, so this one is with Tiny is Mighty. So this is one that I should have put on the comparisons, but this is Scorpio, or I think it's called Scorpioops now. This is with I Got Off the Plane. Here is with Varsity Jacket, which they look very similar now that I think about it. In the bottle at least, but I know that Varsity Jacket is a lot more warm reddish toned. This one is a little weird, but I wanted to include it just in case. This is with Get Groovy. This one is also that was very close to being the comparison. This is Unfortunate Souls. This is with How You Doing. Here it is with Tightrope. This is with Booze Cruise. Here it is with My Jam. And the last one that is pretty much the only silver lining for posting these videos so late is that I can compare them to like more new collections. This is with Figgy Delight. Okay, so the next one in the collection is called Mozart. Mozart is described as a purple haze polish with a creme finish. Again, what is a purple haze? I've never heard a color be described as that, but I love it. I am obsessed with this polish. I always feel like there are holes in the different shades of color variations in Light Lacquer, so I was so happy to see that we got like a cool toned, mid-tone kind of purple. I'm obsessed. And I love it that this is a creme because you can easily wear it as a creme, but then you can add like glitter on top and make it super sparkly. Okay, if you're seeing the comparisons, the first one that I compared it to is Brujita. For this polish, I didn't have like a real definitive I need to compare it to this one, but to my surprise, Brujita is very similar to Mozart. Obviously the finish is completely different, but I feel like the tone of it is very similar, so this in a mani would look amazing. The next one that I compared it to is Unfortunate Souls. If it wasn't for that green shift, I feel like this one would be a lot more similar, but the three of these are absolutely gorgeous together. The next one that I compared it to is Night In by Ella and Mila. This one does have like that eggplanty kind of color, so I thought I would include it here, but obviously they are super different. And lastly, I guess if I did have to pick a polish that I thought would be a little bit more similar, is Burberry. That is probably the only one that came close to me initially, like thinking of comparing to it, but it looks so much lighter compared to Mozart. So if you do have Burberry and you do like that realm of like cool toned polishes, then I definitely suggest Mozart. On the next slide, the next one that I compared it to is Tiny is Mighty. Also a very beautiful light to mid-tone kind of polish. This one is way lighter and not as cool toned as Mozart, but I just thought I would add it here. It's kind of funny how all the polishes from that trio of like the Galaxy, I forgot what it was called, all the purples are coming back in this video, including Nebula. It is so much lighter than Mozart, but I thought it would be kind of similar since it does have like tones of coolness to it, so hopefully it helped you guys. The next one that I compared it to is Amethyst. Obviously they are super different. Amethyst is way darker and it has a ton of shimmers, but I just figured maybe someone else would be helped by putting this here. And the last one that I compared it to is Tightrope. Like, I already knew Tightrope was pretty neon, but I did not know how much more neon it looked until I compared it to all of these together. Obviously super different, so if you love purples, I definitely recommend Mozart. Alright, for this bottle comparison, it is a few more than last time just because I feel like there's so many that I missed out on, so I'm gonna just start and get on with it. The first one is the One Wear. This is with Cherie. This is with Trust and Pixie Dust. This is with Varsity Jacket. This is with Figgy Delight. Here it is with Grumpy Bear. This is with Birthday Wishes. Please don't mind the cap, but this is with Lavender Rain. This one may be a little weird, but it's with So Long Loverboy. This is with Dear Diary. This is with Lilac Wine. Here it is with Zoe, and I think it's called Zomo now. This is with Lavender Latte. This one might be a little weird, but this is with Drama Queen. Also might be a little bit weird, but this is with Carolot Bear. Here it is with Super Freak, if anybody was interested. And the very last one here, it's with Jolene. The last one in the trio is Gumption. Gumption is described as a dark royal blue polish with a crelly finish. This is like the most royal blue I've ever freaking seen, so that is a very accurate description. And yes, it does have a crelly finish, but obviously you guys can build it up into a creme finish and it looks amazing. Okay, so the first one that I compared it to and the one that I was obviously thinking about initially was I Got Off the Plane. In the comparison, you can see how almost identical they are, and you probably can't even tell a difference, but in all honesty, I Got Off the Plane is a tad bit more purple than Gumption. Gumption is straight up blue. It does look like a blurple, but I wouldn't necessarily say if you have I Got Off the Plane you need Gumption, but if you do want it for the nostalgic feeling of it, I do say get it because it is more of a blue polish than purple, but they are very similar. The one in my thumb is Drizzle by Cracked Polish. This one is a bit lighter and a bit less purpley. That's basically the biggest difference between them. The next one that I compared it to is Aquarius. I love Aquarius, and I will say I feel like the undertone is very similar, but Aquarius is an explosion of glitter, so obviously that sets them apart. And the last one that I compared it to is I'll Be Home, which is also like a very deep royally kind of blue. With this one, I feel like the shimmers do help brighten up the polish a bit, but I feel like the undertone is very similar. Okay, in the other comparison, the first one that I compared it to is Woman, the OG deep blue in Light Lacquer, but this one is a couple of shades lighter, and it doesn't have like super purpley finish to it either. The next one that I compared it to is Miss Hepburn, which is our deepest purple, I believe. Obviously, I feel like their tone is similar, like the range of darkness is similar, but obviously Miss Hepburn is a purple. If you like these type of dark polishes, I definitely suggest Gumption. The next one that I compared it to is K Groovy. It's just so bizarre seeing how bright K Groovy is. They are obviously very different, but since this one was one of the newest collections, I did want to compare it next to Gumption, but yeah, they are completely different. And the last one that I compared it to is Sunday in Santorini. So much brighter, so much lighter, definitely different, but still they would look pretty together as well. So for this bottle comparison, it is not as many as the other ones, but I did want to show you guys a couple of blues that missed the cut. So this one is next to Berry. This is next to Bruise Cruise. This is with At Last. Here it is with Porter. I am still surprised why I didn't put this one in the comparison, but this one is next to Alexandrite. Here it is next to Amethyst. And the last one is Protozoa. Alright, that moment has come. So for my rankings, I say this in every video, but my last place always goes to the polish that I will probably reach to the least, that just like appeals to me the least, or my least like type of color. And this one goes way above a bunch of polishes in Lights Lacquer, but just for the sakes of this trio, my last place is gonna have to go to Gumption. And I know a lot of people love this polish. I'm sorry if you love this one, but I don't hate it. I think it's such a cool color. This one reminds me of the necklace from the Titanic, the lady, the one that throws in the ocean. I don't know if I said that about another polish, I might have, but it does remind me of that like blue sapphire color. All right, so my number one and my number two, I was struggling a bit because I love both of these so much, but it came down to, I guess, uniqueness in Lights Lacquer. So unfortunately, my number two is gonna have to go to Yzma. Even though just looking at it now, I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful and shifty and gorgeous. I love my purples. This one is very high on my purples. I should definitely do a color ranking thing now that I think about it. So many collections have come out. Anyways, I love this polish. It's so beautiful. I love how dark it is, but I love the shiftiness of it. So I'm sorry, you're number two. And my number one is gonna go to the gorgeous Mozart. Since I got the collection, I knew this was gonna be my number one. I just love gray tone colors. Oh my god, and it's so funny because I had my walls a very, very similar color to this one. It was like a mid-tone grayish purple, but a little bit more pink, and it just reminded me of like my teenage room, and oh my god, the nostalgia. But yeah, this is my number one. I will 100% be wearing this. This is like something I would look at and be like, yeah, you're coming with me. But yeah, she's my number one. Alrighty guys, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for the patience you've been having with me by not posting all the videos. I'm really, really sorry about that. Please, please, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give this a like, and hit the notification bell as well. Let me know if you guys have any other video ideas for me. I will be happy to try to make those videos for you guys. I love you so, so, so much, and I will see you on the next one.